Off the Weavers? Off the Weavers. Let's investigate. Sure. Alright, so where is it? I could Jay's, clock for university. Let's go to Jay's family home. This is my dad's place. So you grew up in here, huh? He took me in when I was 13. Come on in. I'll introduce you. Hey there. Hey, Dad. How's things? Just fine. Kate, this is my dad. Nice to meet you, Kate. I'm Frederick Weaver. At 59, Professor of Child Psychology, Jay's adoptive father. Yo, what up, dude? Frederick Weaver is my adoptive father. He's a professor of child psychology at Clockford U. He and my real father were close friends, but he never had any kids of his own. He took me in when my parents died. Yo, what a bro. What a fucking bro. My adoptive father has always been good to me. I have deep respect for him. So nice to meet you. I'm Kate Hathaway. You know you're good friends with someone when you're like, yeah, I'll take care of your kids if anything happens to you. No questions asked. Done deal. Good. Kate and I are working on an investigation together. Is that right? I hope you're keeping him out of trouble, Kate. You seem just as busy as usual, Jay. I am. We're in the middle of a serious case here. We just reopened an unsolved case from 19 years ago. Oh no. Don't tell me that's what I think it is, Jay. You got it. Providence murders. I don't believe this. There was a murder at the Libertine Hotel yesterday. It was set up just like one of the Providence murders. Right before the murder, there was a letter sent to the Clockford Times. It was addressed to me. It told me to go back to where the very first murder took place. And then what? Well, I went. There was a message written on the wall in red paint, made it look like blood. It said the tragedy from 19 years ago was about to happen again. Oh, God. An I Providence cutout was in the room, too. Let it go, Jay. Leave this one alone and take on something else. Anything else. Dad. Why do you say that, sir? Hasn't he told you, Kate? Jay's the sole survivor of the Providence murders. I kind of already put two and two together, but, nice to know that confirmation is, like, immediately after, not, like, hours down the line when it's supposed to be a big ol' reveal, but nah. His parents were killed by that maniac. My God. Is that true, Jay? Yeah. It was the last murder Providence committed back then. Professor Baker, who studied criminal psychology, and his wife were the victims. Luckily, Jay managed to survive that nightmare. But he lost his family and was severely wounded, which required a lengthy hospital stay. I raised him after that, so I know he's been emotionally scarred by this whole thing. Come on, Dad. Never felt right about you getting into the FBI. I thought that someday you just might go after the guy who killed your family. Listen to me, son. This Providence investigation is not the way to go. If you dig too deep, I'm afraid you might end up digging your own grave. Something bizarre already happened. What? Tell me about it, Jay. When I went to that hotel room and I touched the eye, I know this is weird, but I saw the past. I saw that room as it was in the past. What? You saw the past? Couldn't believe it when he told me either. He says it's the first time he'd ever seen anything like that. But when he was a boy, he'd experienced a similar feeling. And when he told you about it back then, you said something like, his senses were a little different than those of others. Yeah, I said that alright. Tell us more, Dad. Tell us everything you know. Tell me. I need to know. What do you mean when you said my senses were a little different? Jay, about that seeing the past thing. You've done it before. What? It happened right after you got out of the hospital and started living here with me. I took you to an old cottage on the lake once. It was empty, but as soon as you set foot in that place, you pointed to the window and said, "Dad, there's somebody standing by the window, crying." Then you complained of a headache and passed out. When you came to, it was like you forgot it ever happened. Later, I found out that there was an incident at that cottage several years before. Somebody was brutally murdered right by that very window. This is too weird. Ellipses. He's had those visions several times, and afterwards he'd get a headache and pass out. Then he'd come to, and it was like nothing ever happened. So he's had this power to see the past all along. I'm not sure what it all means, or why he was even given such an ability. But one thing I know for certain is that Jay has a significant connection to the Providence murders. Imagine if, like, you had this kind of ability and it just randomly happened, but you weren't an FBI or a detective man. So, like, this thing that's, like, built for such a job, you just weren't. So it's like, then why the fuck do I have this thing then? Dad, why don't you want me to investigate the Providence murders? I do like how he calls him Dad, because there's a lot of kids who get adopted or even have step parents. Like I know, like even I have family members who have step parents, and they refer to their step parent as their name and not like dad or mom or whatever. You can really tell that these two have a pretty good connection with each other based on the fact that even though he was 13 and was taken in by him, that he calls him Dad and not Frederick or whatever. I worry about you, Jay. That he considers him his dad is what I'm saying. Like that says a lot about these two relationships. If you get involved in those cases again, I'm afraid something might happen. When your real dad was killed, I thought he was the last one Providence was after. The FBI gave him a dangerous job, Put him in charge of profiling Providence. But when Baker was killed and his house was set on fire, all the data went up in flames. After that, profiling was just put on hold. That's why I worry about you, son. If you look back into Providence, he will kill again. He's already killed. It's too late for that. Well, I can't talk to you anymore, so I'm just gonna leave. I understand how you feel. But if my real dad was the last one on Providence's hit list like you say, then I have no reason to be afraid of him. If yesterday's murder was the work of Providence, then no one can stop me from bringing him to justice. Alright, Jay. Seems you've grown into a stubborn man. Yeah, I guess so. You planning to use your visions for this case? If I can figure out how to control them, absolutely. Very well. If you got your mind set on this, then there's something I want to give you. Hold on a second. Please, I want to use that mechanic way more. It'd be so cool. Here. An Eye of Providence. I found that in your father's office after his death. But it's not criminal evidence. Baker cut it off himself to get an image of Providence. I want you to take it on your investigation for the same reason, okay? I appreciate this. Cool. How'd you feel when you touched that eye, Jay? Anything happen? Nothing? So no visions when touching the eye in this particular room. Mr. Weaver, weren't you just saying that when Jay was a boy there was an incident in the room he saw in the past in? That's right. When Jay was younger, he'd have visions when he was in places where something happened. So my visions of the past might only be triggered in places where some sort of crime went down. So, like, this is fucking LA. Shouldn't he be getting visions all the fucking time walking down the street? Like, goddamn. Okay, I want to go check out room 315 at Hotel Miranda one more time. Let's go. Cool. Off to Miranda. Really appreciate this, Dad. Helped us a lot. It's gonna be tough, Jay, but you're old enough to make your own choices. Thanks, Dad. I'm leaving for a child psychology conference tomorrow, so I'll be gone a while. I'll call you when I get back. Let's get dinner when you're back. Sounds like a plan. Great. Better get going now. It was nice meeting you, sir. Alright, so I could either go to Clockford University or Hotel Miranda. Yeah, let's go to Hotel Miranda. Fuck it. I can go to university later. I don't think I'll get sick of that transition ever. It's so stylish. I love it. You going in alone? I better. Wait here for me, Kate. Alright. It's so they don't have to model her when doing this thing. "19 years ago, Hotel Miranda, room 315. I want to know everything that happened here. I touched the eye Providence when I came first in here. That's when I saw the past. Now, if I could just remember what it was like." Yes, this is the feeling. My vision of 4 fragments now find clues to the truth and the differences between past and present. If I concentrate and feel my way, this power will lead me to the answer. So, they changed the carpet, and like, over the course of the, past and present. I like this music. It's nice. What's in here? Closet door is closed, then open it. Closet hasn't changed at all. There's something caught on it. So I can't access that quite yet. Well, there's the immediate blood stain. Crime scene. There's a blood stain in my other view. Traces of the crime have been wiped clean. And if I can, like, hold it. This feeling is something there. You damn right something's there. It's blood. Yeah, carrying around an eye Providence is kind of like a superpower at this point. Because so long as you're, like, touching it, then, like... then you'll be like, oh shit, I see something. This is a crime scene. Oh shit. And you wouldn't have ever known unless you were just holding it, walking into a room. The person was definitely found dead here, and the man left the eye Providence by the body. Providence. Is it him? Alright, so obviously there's the TV. In the other vision, the TV's on. On the night of the murder, someone was watching TV here. Yo, lamp was knocked down. So there was a struggle. There's a table lamp. Also, there's some, like, can? Where was the lamp after the murder? I was like right here or something. Can I do this? This feeling, is there something I can see here? Why, yes there is. Yes there is. What should I do with the lamp? I have to place the lamp on the floor. knock it the fuck down. It should fucking tip over. Yeah, it does. Good. Everything is identical to what it was in the past. No, it wasn't. There's a can there that's not... Alright, so dudes were talking, and one of them probably got pissed. Oh, it just bumped the table. So it wasn't a struggle. Huh. Interesting. There's a man holding his head in his hands. The killer and the victim were talking in the vision. The killer and victim knew each other? There should be a can there. Ashtray and remote control on the table. The table's covered with a fine layer of dust. Can I... Fuck. You telling me this remote has never been moved in the past 19 fucking years? Alright, I'm gonna hold in on the table and see if that's gonna trigger, like, oh man, there's a can there. Yes, there is. There is a clue there. Fuck. What now? Oh shit. I needed... It's proximity based. Neat. Picture on the wall. There's no picture on the wall in the past. It was a mirror. Well, it's different, so let's investigate it further. Yeah. Maybe I'll go check the fridge, see if there's any difference with, like, with the drink. Could be. It's inside the fridge. 2 chilled beers. You got a beer? Alright, sick. I need to put the beer over here. No. Alright, let's get the drinking. Place it. Trying to match the vision of the past, I placed the beer on the table. Alright, so they were getting shwasted, getting blazed and ripped. So dude was drinking. Today was my lucky day. Dude, 200,000 in winnings. Something about gambling or maybe playing the lottery, like scratch-offs or whatever. They knew each other, maybe. Something about an argument. 200,000. What am I talking about? Man was drinking beer. There were no traces of alcohol in the victim. Man, one waiting in the room was the murderer. And the victim was actually lured into the room. Huh. Well then, that's some shit. So I need to find a mirror to replace. Oh shit, the mirror's in there. The mirror's in this thing. How do I get in? Let's see if I can find like a fucking thing to pry it open. Can I look into you? What's that? Side chest placement is the same. Nah, I guess I can't look into the drawers. But there is some shit in this that I need to... I need to find something to use. What about this? It's soap. Can't use the soap. No soap allowed. Towel. Towel here. Nah. I'm gonna go out. Alright, I'm gonna try opening it up again. And then maybe I'll hold on to it. Door won't open further. There's something on the door. What should I do? Okay. Uh-huh. Gotcha, bitch. I just need to investigate it twice, apparently. Okay. Need to put this mirror back where it was. Sick. Alright. Let's do that. And then the crime scene will be as far as I can do without, you know, grabbing a bag of blood. It'll be recreated. Alright, sick. Dude, you're looking in the mirror. How do you not see the weapon in his hand? What the fuck? What's wrong with that guy? I see it. The moment Sam was attacked. From in the front of the mirror, he was attacked from behind, and then the victim was face down. So what happened? Past now has been recreated. Now I know the facts. I must see the truth by connecting vision fragments together. But how? Is there still some information that I don't have? Did Sam and the killer know each other? Body I saw was definitely face down. But I don't have the whole picture yet. What can I do to get a glimpse of the truth? How'd it go in there, Jay? Find anything? Yeah, a lot. Let's talk. Everything okay? I just feel like there's more to see in there. But I think I'll have to do things differently if I'm gonna find out what it is. What? Alright. So I might have to come back here later. Alright. So that leaves the clock for the university. This is your alma mater. Yeah, you and I went here together. You spent your prime on this campus, didn't you? What were you like back then? Bookworm, I guess. Really? Yeah, but we're not here to talk about me. We gotta find Dr. Gordon. Fine. Well, if it isn't Jay. Dr. Gordon, long time no see. Looks like you're doing well. And who's your friend? Nice to meet you, sir. I'm Kate Hathaway. I work in the Special Crime Squad with Jay. It's a pleasure to meet you, Kate. I'm Edward Gordon. '43, professor, criminal psychology, former assistant to Jay's late father, Professor Nicholas Baker. Dr. Edward Gordon was a mentor to me in college and to my late dad's assistant. He's an authority on criminal psychology. He's done a lot of research on what drives criminals to do what they do. My choice to become an FBI agent had a lot to do with his influence on me. What can I do for you? My boss tells me you're working as an advisor for the police. FBI doesn't miss a trick. That's right, I'm helping out the Kevin Cornell murder case. Police are worried that the similarity between the murder and the unsolved Providence cases means it's likely that Providence is back. We agree with the police on that point. We actually reopened the investigation from 19 years ago. Really? Have you corroborated evidence to link this crime with the past? Nothing concrete, but we have a pretty good hunch that this recent murder was definitely Providence. A hunch. Come now, Jay, try to keep your emotions out of it. But that deduction itself is entirely reasonable. Dr. Gordon, just before Kevin Cornell was murdered, there was a letter sent to the newspaper addressed to the FBI warning of the crime. It parallels a letter that was sent just like that 19 years ago. The letter was addressed specifically to Jay. It told him to go to the scene of the first Providence murder 19 years ago. And the location of the initial homicide was Hotel Miranda, room 315. And did you go there? Yes. There was a message written on the wall in red paint, made it look like blood. Jay, remember that tragedy 19 years ago? It's about to happen all over again. Interesting. And I Providence was in the room too. So you suspect the perpetrator is somehow related to Providence? Right. I'd like to hear your view of the situation. Alright, let's hear that view. What's your impression of the murderer in this case? Well, I'm running a profile based on data from the police. What I have right now indicates a white male residing near the crime scene. An exhibitionist who's been infatuated with the concept of taking human life for some time. What do you think of those relationship between criminal and Providence? The way I see it, the person who killed Kevin Cornell and sent you this letter are this one and the same. But the suggestion that Providence committed this murder is highly improbable. Why is that? Whoever wrote you that letter knew of your connection to the Providence murders. He wanted to shake up the world with an illusion that Providence was back in action. I believe this murderer feeds off the anxieties of others. So in short, sorry to burst your bubble by going against that hunch of yours, but it's safe to say the killer isn't Providence this time. Why do you say that? Hunches are essential for any FBI agent. I've known many detectives through the years who solved cases in part due to that valuable trait. While hunches shouldn't be thrown out altogether, they shouldn't be the pillar of an investigation either. If you want to get to the bottom of an unsolved case, you must rely on calm, rational thought with a healthy dose of analysis. And this is my advice to you, Jay. Don't rely on hunches. Base your investigation on the facts. Well, I got nothing else to do here, so let's move. I'm glad we got to talk to you, sir. Thanks for taking the time. You're welcome. I hope it helps. I write that no absolute connection has been established between the two cases. But there's a slight possibility, and I intend to follow up on that. Well, don't let me stop you. But Jay, remember that your father made me into who I am today. And I want to pay him back any way I can. Dr. Gordon. If you're ever in a quandary, I'm always here for you. I appreciate that. I'll probably be back again. Well, shit, now I don't know where to go. Maybe I can interrogate one of these two about the fact that they said different things about the body's face now that I know the truth. And I've seen it, I think. Be nice if Alfred could remember something. We'll have to refresh his memory. Probably. You two again? Sorry for barging in like that yesterday. I understand you want to forget about that day, but we need your help to get this thing solved. Is there something you don't want to get out? What the hell's that supposed to mean? Show me a little respect, huh? Alright, let's see what you gotta say then. Maybe something about the victim Sam Coolidge? Or what the hotel was like after he was killed? Alright. Kind of guy was Sam Coolidge? Weren't exactly what you call best pals, okay? Worked the front at night together a few times. Sam wasn't a bad guy, but he liked to tell stories and make himself sound like some big shot. The guys used to call him Windbag Sam. What kind of stories? Let me see. Like one time he scored this big job and made a boatload of cash. Or that he gambled his way into a lot of money. Guy liked to brag about how rich he used to be. And he got himself plastered on cheap booze a lot. Oh yeah, and he was always buying lotto tickets. Never won jack. That's about all I can muster based on my relationship with Sam. Oh, well. Apparently he won $200,000 right before he died. What kind of relationship did you have with Sam? We were co-workers. No more, no less. You know, that room where he was found, 315, wasn't hardly occupied at all. It was kind of a place to relax when we didn't feel like working. Sam would round up some of the guys for poker in there now and again. But you know what? That piece of crap never invited me once. So, that's the extent of a relationship. Like I said, co-workers. You know, though, even if he asked me to join him, I had a family to take care of. No way in hell I was gonna lose my hard-earned money at a gambling table. Good on you, man. What was the hotel like after the murder? How should I know? I skipped town after it happened. Why? Because I quit my job, that's why. So you quit. Why'd you quit your job? Did it for my kid. He was real sick, so we had to move to get him decent treatment. I heard Washington had a good hospital, so we packed up and went. Thank God we did. That move saved his life. Once my son healed up, we moved back here. Got me a job at a different hotel as soon as we came back. And I finally got to retire earlier this year. Damn. Alright. Good to know. Thanks for opening up, Mr. Brown. So do like to gamble. Don't mention it. But I'm done with you people now. Get out and stay out this time, huh? Wish we could. Alright, so what about Philip? Because, he said something contrary to what I now know is a fact. So maybe I can get something out of him. Wonder if Mr. Robbins is home. Let's ask him a few more questions about the crime. You folks again. Mr. Robbins, we'd like to ask you some more questions about the old cases. Typical FBI meddling. Now that I think about now that I think back, the feds were like that back then too. Victim's wallet was gone and we checked into the possibility of a robbery. But the FBI stuck their nose where it shouldn't have been and... Mr. Robbins. Yeah? Can we ask about the murder case? What do you want to know? About the course of the investigation? And I'd like to ask you about a contradiction in the testimonies. Alright, sick. Tell us a little about the course of the investigation. It's like I said before. We were looking into it as a robbery gone bad. But then other homicides started cropping up. The same kind of clues left behind each time. Then the FBI butted in all of a sudden and took control of the investigation. My team on the Sam Coolidge murder 19 years ago ended up under the feds' jurisdiction. Could even pursue her suspect freely after that. And who that? Who that? Who Who did the police have pegged as a suspect at that time? Yo, they pegged this dude? Alfred Brown, the man who found the body. We noticed the victim's wallet was gone when his body was found. Among those who worked with the victim, Alfred Brown in particular was having money troubles related to his son's health. But that wasn't the only thing that raised our suspicion. Alfred was working the night shift on the night of the murder. I doubt that Alfred murdered him. Might have stolen his wallet and tampered with the crime scene. But I kind of doubt that he murdered. Alfred was working the night shift on the night of the murder. And he wasn't close to Sam at all, but he happened to be looking for him. I tell ya, Alfred was looking awfully guilty at that point. Yeah, probably of theft and tampering, but not murder. Fuck. Wallet. Did you ever find the victim's wallet? No, never did find that thing. Sam Coolidge wasn't what you'd call well-to-do back then, so there probably wasn't more than a few bucks in his wallet, if that. But then, why would the criminal be after an empty wallet? Because it wasn't empty. He had gotten $200K. Must have wanted something in there other than money. But it's hard to imagine he'd be after that lotto ticket. Lotto ticket? Apparently Sam Coolidge was a lottery addict, buying tickets from a kiosk in front of the train station. He'd use the same lucky number every time he bought one. Same number. Told people it was a number related to the luckiest day of his life. But the thing is, he didn't win a damn cent with that number. Alright. Then why was he talking about what do you know about Alfred Brown's son? Alfred's boy already had a serious heart problem, and he needed top-of-the-line medical care to get better. I remember Alfred talking about how expensive the surgery was. Okay. Alfred Brown's testimony was inconsistent with yours, sir. Let me guess, direction the body was facing? It was definitely face up. I told you before, when the police was, when he was lying on his back and like he was sleeping, but he was dead. Look at the file if you don't believe me. File. You've been a great help today. So, I'm not gonna doubt that what he's saying is false. I believe that when Brown found the body, that it was face down, and when he found the body, it was face up, which leads me to believe something involving tampering with evidence and shit like that. Not tampering with the scene. Glad to hear it. We'll be going now.